Drivers, to your car. Drivers, to your cars.
Good evening everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And of course it is the States Cup tonight, and we are in Texas Motor Speedway. Good evening Bola, good evening Brian, lovely to have you both here for this States Cup race. Qualifying, Oregon on pole, wow. Iowa second, Maine in third, South Carolina fourth, West Virginia fifth, North Carolina in sixth, Massachusetts seventh, always starting seventh, I don't know how that happens, Vermont eighth, Indiana ninth, and making up the top 10 is Tennessee, who is the unlucky team to be at the bottom. And of course it's Kansas, they are at the bottom of the grid, unfortunately. So we shall get this race underway. There's the table for you. Iowa currently top of the league, doing pretty well. Will they win today? That is the question. Will they win today? They are second on the grid next to Oregon.
Driver, start your engine!
And we have the official starter, and that sounded like Donald Trump. Wow. I'm surprised no one's got him in the game yet. Oh, Oregon having a bit of a touch with Iowa there. Look at this. What you can do, I can do better. As they go for their traditional lap around the track. So any minute now we will be under starters orders, and lap 1 will begin, of 51 laps here in Texas. Pace car is in and we're about to begin.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys and girls!
Cracking start from Oregon, keeping hold of that first place position. Now Maine are coming up, as is West Virginia. Iowa falling back. Looks like Massachusetts are pushing West Virginia all the way around. Pits on lap 16, Brian says. I'm going to go for 22. Lap 22. They've just completed one lap already. Absolutely incredible, and they are doing some speed round here, that's for sure. Hello Jackson, lovely to have you here, I hope you're well. As you can see, Maine are leading, but it looks like West Virginia are going to overtake them. And how fast are they actually going? 198 miles an hour, wow. They are travelling very, very fast. West Virginia still in the lead. Massachusetts have fallen, no, they're up to third. I do apologise, they're up to third now. Fourth maybe. Oh, so you're both saying lap 19. 16, 19 and 22. Okie dokie. This is how it's going to be. Who's going to win the box of nothing tonight? West Virginia doing pretty well at the moment. Up in to first place. Keeping that first place as long as they possibly can. Because obviously the most laps you get, the more points you get at the end of the race. As you can see, Indiana very close behind. South Dakota in there as well. What happened to Oregon? They were on pole, but I've lost it. I've lost that pole position. West Virginia all over the front now, gaining a distance now of probably 2 car lengths there. Let's go on board with West Virginia. Lovely driving from West Virginia there, but Massachusetts now coming up to get that side slipstream, that side drag, pushing themselves into first. Massachusetts looking like they're going to go first on lap 7, and they do indeed. Indiana using Massachusetts as slipstream to go past them, so Massachusetts won't even get a lead for 1 lap. It looks like Indiana finally are in the front, but West Virginia look like they're coming back, as New Hampshire up the front as well. Oregon there, they are still in the top 10 after that pole starting finish, and falling way back, which is a bit weird, very odd. Maybe issues with the car. Indiana still leading at the moment, and it looks like New Hampshire are about to take the lead. Cars starting to fan out now, starting to get into their groups like they normally do, as Oregon now come back to the front. Mike Jones will be impressed with that one. Oregon retake the lead as they were on pole. North Carolina now in second place, and as you can see, I think behind them South Carolina. So North Carolina are pulling South Carolina along. Odd. And Brian, I forgot to send you that track, didn't I? Just remembered. How weird is that? It's just come to me. I'll just send it after the race. I do apologise. I will send that track from yesterday over to you straight afterwards. And we have a yellow. We have a yellow. Good thing about this track, it has flashing lights all around the track, so you know exactly what is going on. So what happened? Let's have a look. Oh, I can see smoke. Someone's smoky joeing. Oh, look at the fire. What a picture that would be. So it looks like it's Vermont. Wow. Let's have a look. Let's go back. It's with New Jersey. Oh, and Oklahoma. Oh, Alabama get involved. Oh, Michigan as well. Oh, Pennsylvania. Oh, it's all gone Pete Tong. Oh, my days. Oh, my days. Poor old Vermont. Well and truly in the pickle barrel. Look at this. Oklahoma going to New Jersey. New Jersey knock out Vermont. Louisiana just missed them. Wow. And then Louisiana give them a bit of a knock just to make sure they're still alive. Unfortunate, everyone going into the pits on lap 13. Did anyone pick lap 13? I don't think they did. Have Canada wrapped up the Nations Cup? I wouldn't think so yet. I think they're about 200 points ahead, but there's only 2 races left. Wales could change things. I think America have had their time, to be honest with you. They just don't seem to be finding their magic dust at the moment. And I think personally it's between Canada and Wales. The only team that I think is going to upset them is Wales. But in my mind, I think yes, I agree with you. I think Canada have properly wrapped it up. It's going to take a lot for Wales to catch them, that's for sure. They're going to have to win both races and hope Canada finish in, like, 40th for the next 2 races, which we know that's not going to happen because they're the strongest team in the league. So we're still on a caution here in Texas. Lights flashing all around the track. I think that's a pretty cool little add-on to this track they've done. Can't see it here. Oh, it's not all the way around, it's just on the main straight. Okay, that's probably why I can't see it then. So Oregon leading. They were on pole, they dropped down to about 7th, 8th, and then they've come back to the front. Lovely driving from them, and such a shame that Vermont are out. I think that's Vermont are out. Let's have a look. Let's go to the official screen. So it's Alabama and Pennsylvania out. They both hit Vermont, but Vermont are still in. Wow, I bet they're counting their chickens, and Alabama and Pennsylvania are not going to be impressed with that. But accidents do happen, and it was an accident, and it wasn't their fault. It wasn't Vermont's fault at all. So if it's going to be anyone, it'd be New Jersey who get penalised for that, I would say. The Cup race on Sunday, I am going to say Chase Elliott. I'm going to say Chase Elliott's going to win Sunday. Definitely. He's going to win the championship this year. Ever since him and Kyle had that little bit of a bust up, it seems to have egged him on a little bit. So I think Chase Elliott for Atlanta. So, first yellow in a long time. And we are on our way to restart on lap 16. Pace car lights are off, yellow flags are in. All yellow flashing lights, I should say. And Oregon will get us started again. Maine in second. There is the current table. Maine are in third, which is good. North Carolina second, and Iowa in first place. So, and Oregon are down in 6th. So, winning here will do them pretty well. No wins yet this season. They have had a pole, 2 poles now. Can they finally get that elusive win? So pace car is in, and we will restart any minute. As the green flag comes out, and we are back on. We are back in the game. We restart. Skid marks everywhere. Oregon lead us out on to lap 16. Oh, and we're having pits. That was a bit odd. That was very odd. What's going on there? Why didn't they pit on the caution? So the top 3 cars have all decided to pit on lap 17. Why didn't they pit on the caution? How odd. How odd is that? So I would say it's Kentucky that are in the lead. Or New Hampshire. It's Kentucky now that are in the lead as the top boys are in the pits. What was that about? That was very, very, very weird. AI are dopes. ROTY award. What is that? Rear of the Year award. Is that the one you're on about? So, believe it or not, we're in Texas and it's Kentucky who are leading on lap 18 going into 19. Literally. What happened to the front guys? What was that? That was just random. They decided to go in the pits. I reckon they were running out of fuel. Or they had pit stop penalties. Stop and go penalties maybe. It's happened. I've seen it happen. So it can happen. But Kentucky are not going to hold on to this lead. New Hampshire, West Virginia are hot on their tails. On that tail there. Look at this. West Virginia are just storming past the Kentucky team. Rookie of the Year. Rear of the Year. I think it will be... I don't know. It's a hard one, that. They've not really shown much of the rookies so far, have they? They're not... There's none of them that are really showing potential. Who was that guy the other day that... Can't remember his name. He was doing pretty well. So South Carolina now take the lead. Iowa, who top the table, go into second. They're pushing South Carolina along, nearly getting a free wide there at the back, just behind the leaders. Yeah, it would. I'd love to see the penalties and stop-go starts and all that sort of thing. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I think if this game was built now, it would. I'm surprised no one, actually. I know iRacing have built their own. They built this and they built iRacing. But I'm surprised no one has built their own version of this. There's computer software programmers out there that can do it. They could build their own NR2003, but call it NASCAR Racing 2020. And just build their own game. I just don't know why no one's done it. Especially the amount of talent that's involved in this game with all the painters and the software makers and the program makers. You know, get them all together. I'm sure we could build a game. You know. Iowa leading now as Vermont holding everyone up. Could be a caution. Could be a caution soon with Vermont there. They are slowing people down. And look at this. South Carolina and Iowa are literally neck and neck on lap 24. Delaware behind. Kentucky have fallen way, way back. Yeah, it's true. It is true. I don't think I can make a program. I can't even figure out how to get Camera Control Master to work. I've tried everything for that thing, and I've tried to give away. I've got literally all the coding for that, all of it, and I don't know what any of it means. And I've offered it to people, and they just don't want to know. They're not interested. I just don't get it. I know we all got busy lives. I understand that. But if someone's giving you code to fix a piece of software, you'd take it, wouldn't you? Surely? It's free. Just take it. Have a look at it. But, yeah, I don't know. I think we're all stuck in our ways, I suppose. And the other issue is, if you did build a game like this, is it going to come with legal consequences, you know? Are iRacing going to say, well, you've copied what we done 17 years ago, you know? So getting back to the race, South Carolina leading on lap 26. Delaware in second, to Kentucky in third. And God knows what happened to Oregon. I've asked John. Not interested. No, not interested. Not his thing. Likes building tracks. I asked the guys over at Stunrod, or is it Stuo Rod? I asked them, and they were a little bit interested, but never got much back from that. So we'll see. Maybe one day I'll buy a book and read about coding. The time I finish it, because I don't read books, the time I finish that book, someone have already figured it out. There is a guy on one of the Facebook pages though who is looking into CCM, so maybe he'll get it fixed. He's got the coding as well, so I think he was the first guy to have it. Stunod, yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Is it Stunod or Stunod? Who knows? South Carolina leading on lap 29. They're going to get most laps, I think. As Delaware struggling to keep up with the first place team. God knows what happened to Oregon. Let's go around and have a look. Oh, don't want to do that. There is Oregon. Now they're in 39th place. What were they thinking? Or is it all a ploy? Is it a ploy for these three to be at the back, so when the others all pit, they'll go straight past? New Hampshire are now in 33rd. Wow. Wyoming in 31st. Texas, they're on their home turf. They're in 28th. There's West Virginia all the way back down in 30th. They've been to the front and the back. Wow. Oklahoma. There is Montana. And now we're having pits. We are having pit. Oh, that was a bit late. That's going to get a penalty. That is definitely going to get a penalty. Montana. Naughty. There goes North Carolina, Maine, Michigan, Oklahoma, Maryland, Texas. So we've just been past these. There's Massachusetts. They're down in 24th now. See what you mean? How quick things can change. So now all the front runners looks like they're going in. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh. Oh. That was brilliant. You just can't make it up. You just can't make it up. And we have a yellow and a caution. I wonder why. I wonder why. Where's the pace car gone? Is that actually for that crash, or is it for something else that we've missed? Better make sure just in case. Right, so his lights are on. Let's take a look. Did we miss anything else? Ah, there you go. Oh, Texas. No. What happened here then? They get late into the pits. Oh, not Massachusetts, out Rhode Island, West Virginia. Yeah, that's definitely a yellow, guys. 100% yellow. No doubt about that. It's the 14 car in the lead. Indiana are leading this race now. And I think they are about to go in the pits. With Wisconsin, it looks like Connecticut and looks like Kentucky as well. So who is now in the lead? Is it South Carolina? Mississippi missing their bonnet. But who knows? You've tried to fix CCM. Sorry, I've not read the comments. We'd have to completely start from scratch because of how Windows has changed how programs work. Yeah, it could be lights out for Texas, I think. But I think Montana are going to get proper done for that one. I know. Have you noticed on every single stream I have a pit stop incident? They're going to call me Liam, just Pit Stop Liam, aren't they? Or something. You know, I'm going to get a nickname for it. Don't watch his channel. All he does is crash into pit stops. Pit stop walls. So you reckon, Jimmy... Hello, Jimmy, by the way. You reckon that it needs to be completely rebuilt. So how would you do that? How would you rebuild Camera Control Master to work with Windows? Where would you start? Because I don't know nothing about coding. So I think it will be either the 41 or the 40 in the lead. Iowa are up there as well with Ohio. South Dakota is the 41 car. Now we've only got 4 cars on the lead lap. Now that is pretty interesting. Lap 34. We're obviously going around again. Lights still on the pace car. Yeah, so much for the top 3's pit strategy. I did believe that though. I thought that would have been a good idea. That's probably what they were doing. We'll pit early. Wait for everyone else to pit them or fly past them, but I don't think they took into account that things happen. Accidents happen. I suppose that's the gamble you take, isn't it? So I think it is the number 14 car still in the lead. Which is, where is it? That's the question. It can't be. This is way back. Look how far I'm going back. No way can it be the 14 car. That can't be right. 17. I'm going to stick with South Dakota just in case. Just in case. That's not no one I know, by the way, just in case. He's not a person. I'm just saying just in case, before anyone gets concerned, for my mental well-being. So I'm following South Dakota at the moment because I think they're the leaders. I'm hoping they're the leaders, because if it's the 14 team, then they're way back. Way back. So 40 and 41 are 5th and 6th on that table in front of me. So I'm guessing when they go over this start-finish line, that should update. And we should sort of know where we are. Will the lights go off the pace car? So that's not updated. That is weird. That is really weird. So where is the number 14 car? Let's have a look. It's Indiana are actually leading this race, but they're there. They are literally there, with Connecticut in second, and it's not Maryland in third. It looks, I don't know who that was in third. It wasn't Maryland, that's for sure. Desktop development with C. Okay. Yeah, I reckon there's going to be a big wreck. Yeah, I think you're right. The back markers are going to mess this restart up. And I'm going to have to go to the front because I don't know when the green's going to come out. This is weird. This is proper weird. So we will restart any minute, and we will get this race back underway. Yellows are off, obviously. Get them things out. But yeah, this is proper weird. So the back markers, I think, I agree with you. I think they're going to cause a big crash now. The green is about to come out. Timmy the flag man does his job right for a change and gets that green flag. We've already got one back marker moving out the way suddenly. Well, South Dakota are not in the lead, guys. It is actually the number 14 car, which we'll find for you now, because we're going to have to see them fight their way to the front, obviously. So there is the lead car, the number 14, Indiana, just behind Georgia. There's the number 7, Connecticut, behind them there in second place. Now, Indiana have got a lot of back markers behind them. They're going to have to do a lot of work to get through this traffic. This traffic is going to be deadly as well, because they're not going to make it easy for Indiana, that's for sure. Especially Iowa, because Iowa are at the front as well. And I think they're on the back lap. They're not on the lead lap. So this could be interesting, because if you go down, it's only 27 cars on the lead lap. The rest are on the back lap. So Indiana literally will now have to fight all the way around this track. We're on lap 39, going towards lap 40 for round 5 of the States Cup. So we've got 10 to go, 10 laps to go, guys. We've been running for 30 minutes. We're on lap 41 and Indiana are literally leading this race, and no one I can see is going to touch them at the moment. Things can change pretty rapidly though, and it could be taken away from them. There is the current table at the moment, and from what I can see from my view, I don't think Indiana are actually in the top 10. Let me just have a quick look close up. No, I don't think they are. See, in my other screen it's really small, so I can't really read it that well, but it looks like Indiana, excuse me, are going past Florida. They've done West Virginia, they've now done Florida. They're now on their way. Looks like they're going to do Minnesota next. There's Kansas, Nevada in the green with the stars on the back. I don't know why they chose green, a bit weird. Minnesota and Nevada going side by side. Indiana all over these back markers. It could only go one way for Indiana, and this is a win for them. I'm almost certain this is they're 0.80 seconds in front of the 49 car, which is, oh, we're getting bogged up here. They're getting bogged up. They're bogging Indiana up now. Indiana's going to have to go low and make a different route for themselves, I think. But they're making progress. Look at this. They are literally, they've gone past a whole pack in one go. Lap 45 in Texas. So Indiana now on lap 46, they're 1.62 ahead. I did not see this happening at this race. I thought this was going to be a very close race today. But that crash when everyone went into the pits has completely rearranged this lineup. And it has really done so good for Indiana. Because I don't think they'd be here without that crash. Look at 5th place, they're 26 seconds behind. So they are literally, they're in front, they're just below the screen. So they're in front of Indiana. So they want to stay on the lead lap. If Indiana overtake them, I think they'd be the only team on the lead lap. There's Louisiana, had a little bit of a crash earlier. Arizona, Delaware. There's North Dakota. So we're counting down the laps now. Lap 48. Indiana still leading, 1.93 ahead. So lap 50 begins and Indiana are 1.90 ahead of their nearest rivals, the 49 car. They're all over the back of Delaware. Delaware not making it easy for them, but Indiana can have a little bit of a rest because they are on the white flag lap, on their way to their first win of the season. I did note earlier when I was in the cockpit, they did make a little bit of a slip and nearly slid out, but they gained control of that car. Indiana are on their way to the 4th turn here in Texas, and they win. There goes the checkered flag. Thank you, Brian. See you Monday. Take care. For the the Texas race. Indiana win in Texas. 1 to go, sponsored by Back Markers in the Way. What a race from Indiana. That's their first win of the season. Well done. Look at that. 6 cars only on the lead lap. Wisconsin are the 49th car, and they were in 2nd. Kentucky 3rd, Connecticut 4th, South Carolina 5th, Iowa in 6th. That will help them being top of the table. They've got another yellow by the looks of things. New Hampshire 7th, Delaware 8th, North Dakota 9th, and North Carolina in 10th. Let's go to the official results. That was a pretty good race. No worries, Jackson. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Let's have a look at the results of that race then. Indiana led for 22 laps. They led for the most. I didn't realise that. Wow. Maine only led for 2. I thought it was longer. South Carolina 7. New Hampshire 6. West Virginia for 5. Kentucky and Iowa 3. Maine 2. North Carolina, Oregon and Massachusetts all 1, and Massachusetts had an accident. They are out of the race on lap 31. And as we know, Texas went out as well, Alabama and Pennsylvania. There was 2 cautions over 8 laps. 12 lead changes between 10 drivers. That's amazing. Standings wise, that leaves Iowa still top. Thank you, Jimmy Chase. Take care, mate. Indiana in 2nd after their first win of the season. Yes, Friday all day. Woohoo! It's for you. It's night time here. 10 o'clock. Well, no, it's... what's the time? It's 9:35 here in the UK. Yes, so Indiana getting their first win of the season. We've had 5 races this season, and Indiana have won 1. Maine, South Carolina, Oklahoma and Utah. So we've had different winners at every race, which is good. Makes it entertaining. Who's at the bottom though? That's the worrying thing. You don't want to be at the bottom. Oh, it's Texas. Oh, 2 DNFs. Alabama are above them. Only just. Wow, Michigan struggling. Pennsylvania, Florida, Massachusetts down in 27th. Brian, what's going on? They always get, like, good results usually. They've had 1 pole as well. Wow. Oregon have had 2 poles. Great. So, anyway, thanks, guys, for being here. Next week, we're in Kansas Speedway for our night race for the States Cup, 1.5 miles. Should be interesting. Tomorrow night, we're back for the 70s Piston Cup for 9 p.m. UK time. That should be interesting. There's a huge fight going on between 2 drivers, Mike Jones and Bowler DeFrail. Bowler DeFrail's won 2 races on the trot, so he's going to be looking for his hat trick tomorrow night. So if you're interested, pop along, take a look, say hello, and we'll see how it goes. So guys, on that note, be safe, be well, have a lovely afternoon if you're in that part of the world. If you're in my part of the world, have a lovely evening. Take care, guys.